Midterm exams and projects are underway at Columbia.
The School of Film and Television celebrates the life of Tony Ward.
Airline prices soared due to higher fuel costs.
And we'll take a look at Columbia alum and one battle after another star, Chase Infinity.
Good morning and welcome to South Loop TV, where you can get all of your South Loop and campus news. I'm Will Blakely.
And I'm Sydney Richardson. Midterms aren't just about tests and textbooks here at Columbia. Across campus, students are being challenged in a variety of ways, from writing papers to creating performances and designing original work. Reporter Andrea Childress takes a closer look at what students are producing around campus.
It's midterm season, and students across campus are definitely feeling the pressure. While some are preparing for traditional exams, others are designing projects full looks, and some are even preparing for theater performances. It just goes to show you that not all midterms look the same. Midterms aren't just about exams. For some students, they're bringing their ideas to life through hands-on projects. Across campus, students are preparing for midterms in different ways. Some are writing papers, others are creating dances, and some are even building stages for productions. Each major looks different, bringing its own unique challenges. And in the fashion department, midterms mean turning ideas into wearable designs. Junior Lily Caraballo, a BFA fashion design major, is currently working on bringing her clothing ideas to life.
For midterm, so currently I'm working on a dress for my pattern making midterm, and I've been working on that for about 2 weeks now. This includes the patterns, the mock-up, and then the final fabrics.
During midterms, the campus offers a variety of resources that students can take advantage of, including the tutoring center and events happening around campus. But senior Julia Ravello said that she's pushing through midterms even as senioritis starts to kick in.
I usually listen to music or read a book because everything could get super stressful, especially when you're a senior. You have all your thesis projects and all your final stuff, and you're just oh my god, am I going to graduate? And just fighting off that good old senioritis.
Midterms are pushing students in different ways, but they don't have to do it alone. There's resources like the Tutoring Center, as well as check out Engage for more events catered around midterms. Reporting from the Student Center, I'm Andrea Childress for South Loop TV.
Family, faculty, staff, and students gathered at the School of Film and Television for the celebration of life for Tony Ward, who helped run the Equipment Center during his 30 years at the college.
I'm currently at 1104 South Wabash, where friends, faculty, and family came together to remember Anthony Ward, known as Tony, in the Equipment Center.
It's been really hard to adjust with the loss of Tony. Obviously, the emotional impact, because we hire about 10 to 12 student workers every semester, so it really becomes like a family.
After a short and silent health battle, Ward unexpectedly passed away at just 52 years old, leaving a lasting impact on the Columbia College community.
He would love this because he spends so much of his life here. As my mom keeps saying, he came here at 17 and he left here at 52. So he spent a lot of time here at Columbia. So to see this side come with us and they got a chance to experience him and love him as much as we do. So it's not like he's just ours. He belongs to both of us.
Ward started at Columbia as a student in the television program before graduating in 1995. Since then, he's dedicated over 30 years as the Intermediate Equipment Center supervisor for the School of Film and Television.
And so the emotional part has been really hard, but also logistically, he essentially built this equipment center out when the TV and film combined. And so a lot of stuff was in his head. It's very well organized, but he also had so much knowledge of where things were and how things were organized. So it's been a huge loss for just so many reasons.
A room lightly decorated with orchids that served as Ward's flower of choice, the ceremony was filled with laughter, tears, childhood photos, and past creative work as people went around the room sharing their fond memories of Ward together. Anthony Tony Ward will be greatly missed here on campus. I'm student reporter Jasmine Walker with South Loop TV.
It's really nice to see how everyone came together in such a meaningful way to honor Tony's life and legacy.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a film student and I got to know Tony for his time here at Columbia, and he was always so kind, gracious, and funny, and always took the time to help us students. So condolences to his family.
At Columbia, midterms mean exams, but on Tuesday, Illinois residents went to the polls to vote in the primary ahead of this year's midterm elections.
On Tuesday, March 17th, Illinois voters headed to the polls on the last day for one of the most competitive primary elections the state has seen in years. Illinois voters turned out in large numbers for a high-stake primary election that could shape the future of national politics. Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton won the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate, beating several other candidates and becoming the leading choice in a strongly Democratic state.
And so I'm going to look to see who's going to bring the kind of courageous, bold leadership that's needed to make sure that we protect our rights and move our country forward. And that's what I said as a candidate for United States Senate here in Illinois, that I'll bring that kind of bold, visionary leadership. And I think we need to see that from the leaders of our party as well.
So what does that mean moving forward? For Illinois, the results point to a new generation of leadership stepping in, as longtime officials step down. And for Chicago, the election reinforces the city's influence in shaping statewide outcomes, especially on issues like the cost of living, jobs, and public policy that directly impacts residents.
Today is the spring equinox. Let's go to Sean Cass to tell us what is on the forecast for the first official week of spring.
Thank you guys. So as we can see, for the weekend, we actually have some really good temperatures for kicking off spring break. So as you can see, for Friday, we're getting up to 62 degrees, but we'll go back down to 41. So it is still that bit of weather, but it's not too much to put away the sweaters and whatnot. But actually, for Saturday and Sunday, it might be time to actually pull out the tank tops, maybe some swimming suits if we want to go swimming, as we will get up to 68 on Saturday. And Sunday, we're actually going to get up to almost 80, but throughout the evening, probably we will drop down back to the 30s. So, still try to enjoy that weather while you can. Go out, go to the park, get some berets and whatnot. But as you can see, for the rest of the week, we will get back down to the little fall, to some of the winter weather. But hey, it shouldn't be too cold, so you could probably get out those little thick sweaters and whatnot and still enjoy those nice sun rays. Back to you guys in the studio.
It's about time we get some warm days here in Chicago.
Yeah, seriously, I am so thankful that I can wear t-shirts again. Oh my God.
Coming up next, fuel costs are driving up airline prices ahead of spring break.
And students are grappling with the rising prices of SD cards.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
The freedom to live in safety. That's an American dream.
And welcome back to South Loop TV.
As Columbia students get ready for spring break, higher jet fuel costs are driving up airline prices. South Loop TV's Kate Julian Larider reports from O'Hare International Airport.
Spring break is right around the corner and traveling may cost you more this year. Airfare is climbing as higher jet fuel prices push costs up for airlines. Next to labor, fuel is one of the biggest expenses for airlines. When those prices rise, ticket prices usually follow. Right now, oil prices are climbing as tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate. That is driving up the cost of jet fuel and, in turn, the cost of flying. For sophomore animation major Carmen Rivero, traveling for the break is ruled out as a possibility.
So like I'm personally not traveling this spring break, but like as any college student, I'm pretty financially tight. So like I feel like plane tickets for a while have been pretty expensive. So definitely with an increase in prices, it's definitely not anywhere on my list to travel anytime soon, with prices being the way they are.
Airlines are already adjusting by raising fares and, in some cases, offering fewer flights to manage costs. Reports link the spike to fuel prices tied to the conflict involving Iran. Even small increases in fuel can quickly drive up ticket prices across the industry. Here in Chicago, demand is also adding pressure. O'Hare is expected to see one of its busiest summers ever this year. At the same time, officials are considering cutting daily flights to reduce congestion. Fewer flights and higher demand could keep ticket prices elevated in the weeks ahead. Travelers are already feeling the impact, paying more or changing their plans to keep costs down. Reporting from O'Hare International Airport for South Loop TV, this is Kate Julian Lauderdale.
I'm telling you, Will, as much as I would appreciate a vacation right now, I am glad to not be flying anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I am more than happy to stick with city living. Many college students are feeling the cost of living going up, but with AI data centers, the price of SD cards have exploded. Hunter Warner has more for us.
A wise man once said that the rent is too damn high in New York City, and now students are saying that things are all just too damn high. And recently, with the impact of AI data centers, these little guys right here can cost of upwards to $100. At Columbia College Chicago, many students power their majors with SD cards. By the end of 2025, SD cards were at an all-time low in price, with popular brands like SanDisk being available in all storage sizes and storage speed options, with SanDisk's fastest card being available for $89.99 in December. That same card today is going for $199. Most brands have seen a 100% increase in price, while others have seen up to a 300% increase, caused by what's being dubbed online as a global memory crisis, due to a shortage of NAND flash chips, both by AI data centers buying them up for fast-speed SSDs, and one of the big manufacturers, Micron Technologies, stepping out of the consumer race and rather selling directly to AI companies. It's not just the SD cards that students need to worry about. Some students shared with us about their concerns about the price of other computer parts, such as RAM and SSDs for their personal computers.
Right before all this AI data center stuff started going on, I was actually looking into building my own PC. Yep. So it has affected me because I've put that dream of having a PC on hold just because how expensive SSDs are.
It actually does have me practically thinking about what my next move is in the moment is the RAM pricing, because I've been looking to upgrade my computer to sustain the workflow that I have, since it's just going up, you know, and my computer is a little bit older now. It's bumped up my computer budget by a few $100s.
And those hefty price tags are already being felt by some students.
I bought a 2 terabyte SSD back in 2023. It was my first ever paycheck. It was $180. I thought, oh my God, it's expensive. Yeah. I looked like 2-3 weeks ago, I looked online again, it was like $380, $400. I'm like, yeah, it's bad.
I just recently had to buy a 64 gig. That was, wow.
Yeah. How much did that one cost?
Around like 50 to 60 bucks. I forget the exact price.
Now, unfortunately, prices of SD cards, SSD, and RAM are expected to increase over the next 18 months still. But in the meantime, students can still use micro SD cards. They're not quite as fast and they won't work for certain types of photography, but they can get the job done. Reporting in the South Loop for South Loop TV, I'm Hunter Warner.
Warmer days are coming our way here in Chicago. Sean Katz has our 7-day forecast.
Thank you guys in the studio. So actually, starting off with spring break, we can actually see the weekend is actually giving us some good weather. So starting off with Friday, we're actually going to have a high of 62 and a low of 41. So, you know, if Friday night you guys go out for the evening, keep that sweater with you because it is going to drop down. But we might not have the same story for Saturday and Sunday, as it will be a high of 68 for Saturday and a high of 77 for Sunday. So it's actually going to be almost 80 degrees on Sunday. So guys, kicking off a spring break, if you're flying out, it's actually a good time. You won't probably have any delays because of the weather, but if you're staying here in Chicago, now is the good time to go out with your friends, go for a walk in the park, maybe a bike ride, maybe even go to the lake. And actually, this is a good time to go because actually throughout the week, we're actually going to be dropping down into the little frigid temperatures that we've been facing for over the week. So as you see, for Sunday compared to Monday is really the example of Chicago weather. Because on Sunday, we're going to be almost at 80 degrees, but Monday, we're actually dropping almost halfway back down to 44 degrees for our highest. So listen, guys, it's not exactly time to put away the sweaters and winter jackets yet, but we might have to soon. Because as you can see, for Tuesday as well, we're actually going to get back up to 53 degrees. So, that is still the nice weather to enjoy outside, but, keep that sweater with you because, it could be a little chilly for some people. But for Wednesday and Thursday, though, we can actually say that we're actually going to get back up to the weathers that we just seen for this last weekend. So for Wednesday, we're actually have a high of 61 degrees. So, that is the good time to go out, still keep that sweater with you and whatnot. And for Thursday, we're getting back up to almost 70 degrees. So, guys, spring break, we're actually looking at some good weather, but, for Monday, we are dropping back down. So, guys, throughout this week, try to get that raise while you can because, we're going to be warm, cold, warm. But hey, guys, try to, enjoy the time while you can. Back to you guys in the studio.
That settles it. Will and I are digging out our crop tops and our shorts for this Sunday.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for a beach day. Oh my God, that sounds glorious. Coming up, Columbia's March of the Miniatures is back.
And we spotlight Columbia alum Chase Infinity, who starred in the Oscars Best Picture, one battle after another.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
That's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more than
who I am on paper.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us today.
Columbia's annual March of Miniatures is back. With its unique designs and sculptures, Anijah Reeves has more for us.
Hi, I am outside of Shop Columbia, where you can buy merch and find creative things created by students. Now, Columbia College Chicago is known for its big art exhibits and art pieces. But what if I told you can experience that, but smaller?
Right now at Columbia College Chicago, something small is making a big statement. It's called March of Miniatures, an annual event where students take their creativity and shrink it down. From detailed sculptures to tiny designs, everything here is made in miniature form.
I think that it is kind of an example of that scale isn't important in terms of art. You don't have to be the largest painting to make the biggest impact. And so I think it's a really cool way to experiment with that idea that we can make a really loud statement with a really small canvas.
It's all hosted by Shop Columbia, a campus retail space that features work from students, alumni, and staff, while also giving students real experience running it. But what do students actually think about it? For the first time, some first-year students are experiencing it up close.
I like how it's small. I like how everything is like mini. It looks like mini museums, and then I like how each one is they come in sets, so it's either sets of 2 or sets of 3. So I think that's cute. And then I like the toilet. I don't know why.
And honestly, that's what makes March of Miniatures so special. Even though the artwork is small, the creativity behind it is anything but that. It's proof that you don't need a huge canvas to make a big impact. So how does something like that even come together? We talked to someone at Shop Columbia to break down what March of Miniatures is all about.
Well, March of Minis, or Mini Mini, is a Shop Columbia special exhibit. The deadline to submit was March 1st, and it's going to be open from March 18th to April 17th. They can submit anything as long as it's 4x4 or under, and every print comes with, you have to submit with a frame, and yeah.
March of Miniatures is expected to run from March 18th to April 17th, but if you would still like to purchase any of these artwork or items, you can still visit shopcolumbia.org. Reporting to you, South Loop TV, Anijah Reeves.
One battle after another took home the Oscar for Best Picture last Sunday, and the film stars Columbia alum Chase Infinity. Reporter Sean Katz tells us about the actor's time at Columbia.
A Columbia College Chicago alum is making waves in Hollywood. Actor Chase Infinity recently appeared in the film One Battle After Another, alongside Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor, which won Best Picture at this year's Academy Award. Infinity, who graduated from Columbia in 2022, studied acting as part of the college's theater program. Their success highlights how Columbia alumni are continuing to break into major film productions. The film's Oscar win has brought even more attention to Infinity's performance, marking a major moment early in her career and showing current Columbia students what's possible after graduation.
Hey Armies! BTS is making a comeback after their members completed their military service. Let's go now to South Korea, and we'll see you next time after spring break. I've been Will Blakely.
And I'm Sydney Richardson.
Water